Yeah,
I will
that's right.
put him on the cutting room floor. All right.
Yeah, Bob's taking all of our meetings for the forum, the board especially, and he is putting them up on YouTube. So if you do not want to be in the video,
Pay me. Pay me in small on my film.
yeah, just you sit behind the camera.
Just in case you're a criminal or something.
Any other questions? Anybody else have any questions? Yeah, Bob.
I have one from a resident who emailed me. Wants to know what the disposition of the equipment in the wood shop is going to be once it's renovated.
We're working with getting an OSHA inspection now and moving it down to the cart barn. The fire marshal has already said with just upgrading the fire system that we're going to be able that will comply. So we're trying to further make sure that we've got our ducks in a row about moving it down there. But it's just going to move. We're not going to get rid of it.
Okay.
Now, it's not going to be up immediately because we still have to get that determination. But we're making room for it in the cart barn. There's not a lot of residents that use it, but to the people that use it, it's important. So, so we feel that we need it. And plus, our staff uses it almost every day. So it's a valuable component of the community. And then we're evaluating the situation with the. I think most of you know that starting in January, we're going to the outside doing the roof, the doors, and now it's turned out we have to replace all of the windows because of code. And the siding, we are choosing not to put siding back on it because it's just another layer of maintenance, and the building keeps settling, it keeps cracking. We're going to stucco the building much like the front gate. But you'll see the way they've done the roof. We flashed the roof to the. So this is good to get hopefully getting approved at the board meeting on Wednesday. When we flashed the roof to the back of the clubhouse, we knew that wall, there was some rotting in there, but once we got the siding down, it's a lot worse than we anticipated. So we're going to have to go ahead and deal with it right now, or it's going to leak into the new restaurant. So there's two walls. If you're facing this way, it's the wall over the new roof and the wall to this side of the restaurant. Both those are going to, the siding's coming off. We're replacing rotten wood, and then we're going to go and put up the netting, and then stucco. Wire mesh. And then the stucco. Tom asked me a real important question last week. When, to my knowledge, when we redo the fascia, we're going to cover it with aluminum instead of having just wood fascia because of the rotting issue. If you see it now, they didn't do that. They just left it wood, and you see it around the whole building, it's just rotten. So, or it's going to be treated. I'll have, when we come, that project comes in front of the board, I'll have a lot more information on that. Again, I want to apologize for all the change orders we've had. We didn't anticipate this many, nor did we want this many. It's just we just had issues that we didn't, or the project manager too didn't make us aware of. That we have to fix it. Yeah, Ken.
Phil, I've been out of town for a week, so I'm a little behind the times. I got an email recently about somebody's wishing that we no longer did any outside events. And
Yes.
specifically, could you comment on if it's being addressed, and how much was the net profit that we earn in a year from outside events?
I can address all that. We've got on the agenda to talk about the board to form a policy on what we, not each individual event, but a policy on what closure should be. Should it be just Saturday? Should it be Saturday and Sunday? Should it be weekdays? I also have a visual to put up. We make about $50,000, which is about $6 net profit off of the events. Now that also includes, we make a very small profit on doing that tune and
Bill, I'm only referring to events from the public, not from internal.
yeah, but yeah, it's about $50,000 for the year. Now what that does, that saves between $4 to $6 out of your assessment increase to cover that revenue, because it's $146,000, which this year we've lost about $110,000, not counting the other revenue through the first 9 months. If you project that out for 12 months, it's $146,000. So right now, $50,000 of that's being paid for by the outside events. So in the budget that I put forth already to the board and to the finance committee has zero increase in the assessment for the third straight year. So we've covered it. But the other thing it does, it severely, it takes about 25 to 30% of the staff, the line staff in particular, wages away from them because they make gratuity off this outside business. If you come up here on this, the unfortunate thing is that we went, there's only been 14 closures just so far, this includes November. This year, there's 12 weddings and 2 birthdays that we closed for. The problem is 5, 6 of them happened this month, and we've got 3 more next month. So they got clustered, where we went through the last 4 months, we had one closure in 4 months. So we just want the community and the board to weigh the difference between how much we're closed, which is not as much as it appears, only because we were closed a significant amount of October. But the months surrounding, we weren't closed at all. And the other thing we've done, Smart Interiors is ordering 2 collapsible doors to put in the Magnolia Room, and we will not be using the billiards room for a dressing room any longer. I just have to wait for those doors to come in. And then once we get the bathrooms at the rear of the clubhouse, which happens in November, we're starting that, then this clubhouse will just be, this will be dressing rooms. After they're dressed, we're going to ask them to take their stuff to their cars, and then from the lobby backwards is going to be fully usable by the residents, and with their own bathrooms down here, so it's going to be fully sustainable. And then it'll just be the restaurant, the bar, and the pack with the wedding. And in some cases, the smaller weddings, they don't take the restaurant or they don't take the bar. We do banquet bars, and then so the restaurant will keep the bar. In that case, the bar will stay open, and the residents will have from the restaurant back, and just the pack will be used. We're really trying to dial it in better for us instead of just shut it down. I think that we've been remiss in the past by, in some cases, when we didn't need to shut the place down, the expectation was, well, it's a wedding, we're going to shut it down. So, especially with the money that we're putting in the new bar and the restaurant, we're trying to make sure we make decisions now that don't impact the residents negatively, yet we get the profit from these events to help keep the assessment low. Yeah?
You mentioned you're going to replace the siding, put on the stucco.
That's my explanation.
The wife, almost $100,000 for siding.
That's correct.
There you go.
Plug siding from the reserve.
Well, yeah, that's it. I'll change the statement because stuff.
Wording.
Yeah, it's just a wording issue. It's just, that's way it's in reserve, it's called, that's the siding, that's the project, this is the siding in reserve. At the recommendation of the project manager and the contractor. And based on the fact that you're adding a layer of maintenance on the building, we're making the recommendation to the board that we should stop with the building and not the siding back up.
Do you know anything about like sewer smell that's by the pool since they remodeled? We were over there the other day and we had to move, it was near the bathroom more. And other people over there complaining too, and it comes and goes. Some days it's bad, some days it isn't.
I don't, I'll talk to Gary Window.
Okay.
And find out. We put new beds in the bathroom, because there's drainage. We did in the walls. We had to put some drainage in there, it was collapsed. So there somehow it may be vented wrong.
Well, some days it's not bad, and some days it was really bad.
Okay, I'll check with Gary Window and investigate.
Say, Bill, can you repeat the questions and everybody be quiet when he does?
Okay. Any other questions?
Your answer or the board, but what is it that you're gonna do during a break at the board meeting on Wednesday?
Yeah, there's, we have,
Repeat the question.
the people are, they're asking what the board's going to do at the break. There is, the board's going into executive session because we're having an issue with our attorneys, and we need to go into an executive session to talk about it. Well, it doesn't really have to. No, you can't go to executive. I'll change that. No, it's related to 2 things: personnel matters and our new attorneys. And neither one can be, neither one of the subjects can be discussed in an open board meeting. So they're going to an executive session to discuss it. And again, I can't, nor do I really. I don't feel I fully know what they're. Right. Okay. That's a good point. I'll get that changed.
I heard what you said about the future, about the weddings and the room that they're going to have to get dressed. And you have 3 more weddings next month.
That's correct.
What are you prepared to do to keep these people out of the pool room?
Oh, I think well, once we have the dressing room set up in the Magnolia, they won't be allowed in the pool.
Yeah, but the problem is that it's not being watched because we had a problem just recently with the pool room. Now, Sunday, when I came up here, I saw toilet paper in the parking lot.